Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Coming up this week, Disney officially announces the end of Star Wars weekends, at least for next year. Disney also released their fourth quarter financial results, and they've released some more news about what we can expect at Avatar Land at the Animal Kingdom. Also, we'll have our thoughts on this year's Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. All that coming up next. From the Bob Varley Studio in Orlando, Florida, this is the Diz Unplugged. This is the Diz Unplugged, episode 860 for the week of November 10th, 2015. The Diz Unplugged is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel, experts at helping you plan the perfect Disney vacation. Visit them on the web at www.dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show, coming to you live from the Bob Varley Studio in Orlando, Florida. I'm your host, Pete Werner, joined at the table this week by my good friends, John Magi.
Hi, everybody.
Kevin Close.
Hi, everybody.
Teresa Eccles.
Hello.
Corey Martin.
Just happy to be here.
And back in the production nook, associate producer Rhino Clavin.
Hello.
Along with the working producer Craig Williams.
Hi. It's like a DJ.
And the lovely and talented Steve Jr. Porter.
Hello.
Junior.
Junior. That stuck.
It did.
That stuck.
That's okay.
But welcome to the show, everybody. Hope you're having a good week. I know that I am. How about you guys? Everybody have a good week?
Having an awesome week.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I got to start my week off at the Christmas party and just
Tis the season,
had a great time. What is going on? I'm trying to do a show here.
It's a sound. There's a humming noise. I'm
Okay.
trying to figure it out.
I think it's you.
Conditioner. He doesn't figure that out.
Okay.
It's a higher pitch than normal.
Well, because it's your first show.
No, it's going.
Okay, never mind. We have people here, okay?
Guests have arrived.
I got this stuff going on in back. I'm trying to focus on what I'm doing, and I got these guys. Sorry. I was just talking about what a great week I was having, and now they're screwing with me. So, anyway, welcome, everybody. Hope you are having a good week. A couple of announcements this week in housekeeping. First of all, I have to announce that, unfortunately, we are not going to be doing a live show as part of our Dizzapalooza celebration this year. We were hoping to get a venue at Universal to do the show, and the price tag they came back with, basically we could have done a second night of Dizzapalooza for what they were going to charge us for this venue. So, I think John has something he wants to say.
So what we've decided to do was, instead of spending the money on a show and putting all the things together that we usually do, we're going to make a donation to Give Kids the World. We're going to do a $10,000 donation, and hopefully that makes someone's Christmas bright.
Well, that will actually pay to send 2 families to Give Kids the World.
That's right.
I want to be able to pick them out, though.
You got to pick him out.
Yeah, I get last choice on.
You right of first refusal?
Right of first refusal on who gets to go.
That's just sad.
So
but good.
we will not be having a live show this year as part of Dizzapalooza. And our final show for the year will be December 8th, and we'll be going on hiatus for the holidays and coming back to you, I believe, January 5th will be our next show. So going on hiatus a little early this year. That's because we have some things that we're working on to roll out in the beginning of January, and we're going to need a little extra time in the studio and with the team to do that. So stay tuned for that.
And Pete said he's giving away his favorite thing of the year to every single one of his Facebook friends.
Wow.
All
So-
5,000.
So good.
Yeah, and I'm paying for it out of your salary. So. Also, everyone, please make sure you send best wishes to Craig and Kylie, who will be getting married this Friday. Unless she wises up and dumps him at the altar. Friday the 13th you chose for your wedding.
Oh, yeah. Lucky day.
Is that just, was that intentional?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, no. Entirely intentional. I love Friday the 13th.
You
It's the best
sound so
time of the year.
excited about your...
It's your lucky number, isn't it?
Yeah.
You told me that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I tell.
Exactly.
Friday the 13th. But very happy for you, Craig.
Oh, thank you. I'm
And-
excited.
So,
It shows.
I said,
yes,
well,
someone has actually agreed to marry Craig. So, there's that. Also want to make sure we mention our other shows that go up as part of the Diz Unplugged family every week. The Disneyland edition of the Diz Unplugged broadcasts live Sunday nights, 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific on Mixlr.com. Those shows go up on iTunes on Monday and Tuesday. This week, listeners Amanda and Dave join in for some last-minute trip planning advice. And Tony attempts to buy his imaginary family lunch at the Disneyland Resort Pandora. Didn't we already do this one? I didn't update this from the last time I did it.
I was gonna say this sounds a little
Maybe
Sounds
familiar.
familiar.
Maybe it's a repeat.
What's a repeat?
I know he sent it in. I thought I updated it on here, but this sounds familiar. So I don't think this is what they're doing this week.
Whatever it was last week involved traveling and someone named Tony.
Disneyland. Wow, thank you. That really helps out. It involved travel and Disneyland.
Either they're getting really.
Amanda.
No, I got it. This is what he sent me. Okay.
Yeah, it was the Amanda and Dave last minute trip
Okay, I
planning
got it
advice,
right.
and Tony does the family lunch of imagination and
His
stuffs.
imaginary family. Okay.
That was so rich. God.
So, okay,
It's
there's
about
that.
Traveling.
Of course, every Wednesday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, DisUnplugged.com, The Trip with Jenny Lynn Knopp and Teresa Eccles. Teresa, what are you talking about?
I don't feel so bad now asking Craig. What are we talking about, Craig?
We're talking about the Escape game.
Oh, that's right. Because we pre-recorded it because of the wedding.
The what?
The escape game.
What did he call it?
It's
The
not
Escape.
Escape.
No, it's not Escape. Target, it's not, no. But no, this is, you got to watch this one. This, I think, might be our best episode. My favorite episode ever, Craig, right?
Really?
It is for me, it was. We had a good time doing it.
I
Don't
mean,
oversell it, Teresa. You saying
No,
that,
no.
She said best episode ever.
For me.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
So,
Nope,
What'd you
she-
escape from?
a locked room.
Okay.
And I was locked in
In
with,
her house.
Yeah, right. It's like every day I can never get out of the bathroom. No, I was locked in a room with JL and Craig, and we had 60 minutes to get out. It was awesome.
Oh, that sounds like hell.
It was fun.
That's my Tuesday.
very like
That's my Tuesday. I'm locked in a room with you and you
it's like
and-
very
you and
amazing
Craig.
race.
It was fun, though. Even Craig laughed and chuckled, so that's what made it good. Anyway, watch. Stay tuned.
All right. And of course, every Thursday, 1 p.m. Eastern, DisUnplugged.com, the Universal edition of the Diz Unplugged with Craig Williams, Rhino Clavin, and Jenny Lynn Knopp. What is coming up this week, guys?
This week we are going to talk about everything you can expect to experience during the holidays at Universal for all the people coming into Dizapalooza. If they're planning on going to the parks besides just the event, it'll give them lots of options of stuff to see, things to do, all that good stuff. So
Awesome.
should be good.
They're not doing like Christmas Horror Nights?
I wish. I mean, they have the Grinch. That's basically the same thing.
That Grinch, that Grinch breakfast, I still remember that from a few years back, and that was fantastic. The breakfast sucked. The Grinch was amazing.
Yeah, I
One of
just
the
don't
few
like the
times,
booze.
one of the few times the character interaction was worth the price of the breakfast.
Yeah, I don't even remember the food, but the
Well, I
interaction.
remember those vile green eggs that had spinach in them. There was like spinach
Okay.
flavoring, not like actual spinach, but spinach flavoring, which I hate spinach to begin with. Oh, it was awful. But that was traumatic. But then, like I said, you got the Grinch, which was incredible. So those are our shows coming up this week. So be sure to tune in, DizUnplugged.com. You will find all of our shows, all the show notes from all of our shows, and the ability to reach out and touch us appropriately, of course. DizUnplugged.com/contact. You can send us an email, or you can leave us a voicemail, and those are the ones that I use on my solo show, which I have not recorded yet before you start posting everywhere. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I haven't recorded it yet. I'm hoping to do it tonight. So, hoping. Depends if I'm in the mood, because that's when I do them. So, all right. Anything else for housekeeping?
I have something. If you are coming to Dizapalooza and you want to take the transportation from a Walt Disney World resort to the event, we've already sent out emails about this. You'll have an individual email with a link and a way for you to log in and pay for the transfers. They're going to be $10 per person round trip, really cheap. And we'll be stopping at all the Walt Disney World resorts. If you haven't received that email me, john@dreamsunlimitedtravel.com, and I'll make sure you get that. But we're doing well. We've got about 50% of the people signed up who wanted the transfers, so we're moving along quickly. We're going to close those on the 15th of November at midnight because we have to get a finalized list to the bus company. So
That is cheap. Can you swing by and pick me up?
I cannot.
Okay, cool.
It's
Thanks.
the Uber app.
All right.
That's it.
Thank you, John. Anybody else?
I do. I mentioned a few weeks ago that we were introducing new Magic Band covers from MagicYourBand.com. That they would be glow in the dark. These are live now, and they're inspired. You probably can't see these, so you just kind of go to the website to see them.
Sparkle.
We have these were inspired by our Diz hashtag shirts that some people might have.
Or that
Not
you
to
can
be
purchase.
confused with our Diz hash mark shirts. Just saying.
Okay. So we have a glow-in-the-dark version. We also have a version printed in like a glitter background. These are pretty cool. So go check them out. Don't be boring and wear a solid color Magic Band. Cover it up with something cooler.
Wow.
Oh, that's a cute little plug.
That was sweet.
You wear a solid color Magic Band?
Yes, I do.
Oh, boring.
I was waiting for this glitter
You can
one.
have this.
I have the gray one they send you when you don't pick a color. I have the sad default color that they send you.
Matches your
My personality.
personality.
Thanks,
yeah.
Teresa.
All right. Anything else?
Well, while we're talking about plugging things, come out to the Welcome Center or call me, and I've got the hashtag shirts out there still for sale. And all the other little shirts that we had.
And that's 6550 North Atlantic Avenue, Cape Canaveral, Florida, Suite B.
Easy to find.
Yeah, can't miss it.
There's some great stuff for sale out there.
Yeah, we do.
We've got our flasks, our hot, cold flasks. We've got Diz mugs. You've got shirts.
Disboard shirts.
Disboard shirts.
Diz Unplugged shirts.
Diz Unplugged.
Hashtag.
I've got hashtag. I've got the little sporty baseball one in 2 colors. The hashtag comes in black or white. Yeah.
And remind people, if you're a Dreams Unlimited travel client, come on out, mention your agent and your reservation number, and you get a free gift.
Do
And
you
we'll talk
have-
about your agent.
You have any of the baseball ones in large?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. You want maroon or the blue V-neck?
Get his
The blue
credit card
V-neck.
I think I have.
before you give him a shirt.
Because I
Get his credit card.
can't wear any of those now.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So,
Let me see your pen so I can mark it down. I'll remember.
Take out an inventory now. For you.
all right. Then we'll throw it over to Johnny with the news.
All right. Our first news story. Film shot in secret at the Magic Kingdom. The further adventures of Walt's frozen head. A graduate student at the University of Central Florida is working on a film that he secretly shot at the Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World. Actually, just at Walt Disney World. The Further Adventures of Walt's Frozen Head is the project of Benjamin Lancaster and revolves around the urban legend that Walt Disney's head was cryogenically frozen and is hidden below the Magic Kingdom. In the film, Walt's head, quote, is thawed out every year to give guidance to his company. Lancaster shot at the theme parks for 4 days and said that other than a cast member recognizing Daniel Cooksley, the main actor, he didn't encounter any problems in filming at the parks. Lancaster says of the film, quote, there are jokes about price increases.
Well,
Ooh,
that's easy.
that's brave.
That's low-hanging fruit.
Ultimately, the biggest impression is that his dream has continued on without him. That's the overarching message. It comes from a true place of fandom. Lancaster used 25 of his fellow students as a production crew, along with a few students from Valencia College and Full Sail University. The special effects shot of Disney's head are yet to be filmed. Lancaster is looking for an actor to play Walt. The film was shot for less than $20,000 and will be released in 2017. Go to Fandango now and get your tickets.
I was just going to say, is released in quotes.
Yeah, the problem is now that this is now the second time there was something filmed in the Magic Kingdom commercially without permission like this. And it's got Disney on edge. And they are really watching everybody. What you doing anything unusual with the camera, they're on you like white on rice. And so, I don't know.
I don't mind Disney being on edge. They've kind of annoyed me lately.
I went to school with Ben. He was a TA in a couple of my classes. And I don't think this film is associated with UCF, even though he used those students and the Valencia students, because the number one thing they taught us at school was to always have our form signed from the person who owns the property, or nobody's going to do anything with your film. And like that was day one stuff. So I just don't understand how this MFA student is, what the thought process is that he's going to go onto private property, shoot something like this, and that it's ever going to,
Well, I mean,
Because
that
that other guy did it, right.
Escape from Tomorrowland or whatever it was got released.
Right.
But I think at some point now, in order to stop this, Disney has two choices. They can question every guest with a video camera, or they can make this guy hurt so bad that he screams for mercy and hold him, basically put his head in a spike out in front of the Magic Kingdom to warn anybody else that's going to think about doing this. You better be well funded and have a lot of lawyers, because we're going to make your life a living hell.
I would hope they wouldn't do that, though.
I think at some point they're going to have to, because now these guys are seeing the kind of attention they're getting for their films, their little projects, by doing this. And if we think this is the last one that's going to happen, you're crazy. It's not, and it's going to become an increasing problem. Look, even local television stations, local news stations, cannot film on Disney property without permission. If you're not there for a media event, you can't do that. So they're really very protective and particular about it. So I don't know.
The fact that this was done in 4 days, I mean, they were in and out. By the time there was anybody even looking at them, they were done with what they had to do. But I also wonder with iPhones and tablets becoming so, like the video quality being so much better. I mean, I know nobody's going to want to do a film with an iPhone, but at the same time, it's like they're getting better. It's going to be hard to track this down.
And it's not even that. I mean, I have a regular Sony camera, still camera, and it takes HD video that's incredible. So someone can come in with a regular camera and take film, basically, and splice it together and do stuff with it. So Disney's going to have to...
Sorry.
Some weird stuff is going on today. Can we start over?
Okay, so that wasn't just me. Thank you.
No.
Okay.
So I think
There we
Disney's
go.
going to have to do something that now legally they can go after people who do this thing. They're going to specifically put it in their ticket medium, and they're going to say that, this is now something you can't do as part of the other stuff you can't do.
Almost like the no selfie stick signs.
Right, exactly.
Well, the one confusing thing, though, is I do know there's a documentary that's either been made or still in the process of being
They
made.
had permission.
Not from what I heard.
No, yeah, 'cause-
They asked for permission, and Disney apparently didn't care one way or another whether or not they did it in the parks. So they reached out, and then they didn't get that, like, oh, yeah, we'll come in, we'll help you. They just said, you can do it, whatever. But
Well, as long as Disney said okay,
Yeah.
they asked permission, they received permission. That's
If this is the thing that I'm thinking of, because I know about one too that my friend was involved with, they went to go into the park with their cameras and they were stopped at security and told they couldn't come in because they had like the bigger film, like a fancier looking camera. And and he told, because a friend of mine was supposed to hang out, but he was supposed to go work on it. And then he said like they were stupid because they tried to bring in their regular camera and security wouldn't let them in. So I don't know.
yeah. If you're going in with anything that looks
Yeah, a rig.
like a rig,
Yeah.
they're going to stop you. They've always done that, though. That's not new. They've always done that. I remember when I had my big Sony, like the big Sony,
Oh, I remember that.
and I would go in. I would take that into the parks. It wasn't so bad here. I got stopped a few times. Out in Disneyland, they wouldn't let me anywhere near the front of the park. With that, I would get stopped in downtown Disney at Disneyland with that camera.
Yeah.
So if you have something that looks like it's not what a normal vacationer is going to go in to the park with, you're going to draw attention to yourself. And that's at the resorts, that's at the parks. We've seen it, we've had it happen. So, Craig, did I rock your world changing the lights?
no, you didn't.
Okay.
I told Teresa she's drifting a little to the right.
Yeah.
She just wants to be a part of the group.
Well, she's just bunched up.
because she's
Well,
lopsided.
they've got me sitting over here like in Siberia, like something's wrong. Come here, Corey. You're too far away. So you can't even do that. You
Can't
can't
even
even
get her shot.
bad.
How sad.
Just saying.
All right.
All right, our second news story. Disney reports positive numbers in the fourth quarter. The Walt Disney Company has released the fourth quarter financial report, and increases were seen across the board. Chief Executive Officer Bob Iger said, quote, "We're very pleased with our results. The company's performance continues to demonstrate the incredible strength of our brand and franchises." Quarterly profit was up 7% to $1.6 billion, and yearly profit was up 12% to $8.4 billion. Quarterly revenue was at $13.51 billion, an increase of 9%. Yearly revenue was up 7% to $52.5 billion. $4.4 billion of that revenue came from the parks and resorts, an increase of 10% from last year. In spite of ticket prices passing $100 per day, attendance at the parks increased, with 7% more visitors than last year.
All right, stop for a second. Just pause right there for a second for me.
Okay.
Okay. Put my glasses on for this. I want to read back that last sentence. In spite of ticket prices passing $100 per day, attendance at the park increased, with 7% more visitors than last year. Every time you bitch about the price of a ticket, I want you to remember that line. In spite of the price increase, attendance was up 7%. As long as that continues to be the case, folks, the prices are going to keep going up. When Disney starts reporting multiple quarters of attendance decline, then we will see a change in those prices. Okay? So it's we can bitch all we want about it. It ain't going to change until that changes. You may continue.
Okay. On average, those visitors spent 1% more at the parks. Hotel occupancy remained strong at 84%, and guests spent 7% more on the rooms this year. Operating income for the parks was a record high for the fourth quarter, coming in at $738 million. According to the Orlando Sentinel, quote, "Cost increases in parks and resorts were driven by labor and other cost inflation, spending on information technology, maintenance and infrastructure, and high pension and post-retirement medical costs." Whatever. The foreign Disney parks didn't fare quite as well. Hotel occupancy and theme park visits were down at Hong Kong Disneyland, Disneyland Paris, and Shanghai Disney Resort. Both had increases in operating costs. Operating income for the media networks division were up 27% to $1.8 billion. ESPN subscribers declined, which negatively affected Disney's stock, but the network offset this with affiliate fees and an increase in advertising revenue. The consumer products division also saw an increase in revenue, up 11% to $1.2 billion. Iger said there has been a, quote, "huge global response to new Star Wars merchandise that is now available." Understatement of the year. You know, you're talking about numbers that are just crazy.
Yeah.
You're talking about numbers that are just nuts, that they
Well,
just continue to do better and better and
And,
better.
you know, there was I didn't read the whole article, but there was an article in the Orlando Sentinel last couple of days talking about, you know, Disney is pricing families out of the market because they can. You know, we've talked about this before, that there are people that can't afford to come to Disney because these prices are too high. And I get that, and I understand it. But the reason Disney is doing it is because there are enough people. Not only are there enough people that are willing to pay what they're charging to do it, there was another story that came across today that talked about how Disney is changing some of the plans they submitted about land use that they're going to need. They have to increase the amount of land. They have to increase the amount of land they're going to utilize to support some of what they want to do, because they are projecting these attendance increases to go on for a while. We've been talking about this for a long time now, that Disney is going to have to respond in large measure to the crowds that they're getting. And now with the announcement of Star Wars Land, Toy Story Land, Avatar Land opening in a few years, the current infrastructure will not support the increases they're going to see. So it's no surprise that they're now telling the county and the state, oh, listen, we're going to need to develop a lot more than we thought we were going to have to develop, because they have to think about transportation, they have to think about lodging, they have to think about, let alone what I'm convinced is going to come in the next 18 months. Somebody's announcing a new theme park. Let me just put it to you that way. In the next 18 months, maybe Disney, more likely be Universal. In the next 18 months, I am convinced someone is announcing a new theme park. And I mean, Disney has the land for it. They absolutely have the land for it. But whether or not any of this development that they're planning or this land use that they're putting in for now is going to be for that, I don't know. But these numbers, we tell the same story every quarter. We tell the same story every year, that Disney has, record profits, record growth. It has continued. It continued through the recession. It is continuing now. And this is the way of it. This is the way of it.
I think you could put a killer whale inside of the living seas and they would still go up. Seriously. Nothing else is going to stop them.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Oh, really? Took me.
And like let it loose and let it eat people? I'm not quite sure.
More people will follow.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Yeah, unless even I think right now I think Disney is impervious to anything like what happened to SeaWorld. I think Disney's impervious to it. First of all, they have a much better PR department that would respond to it better, and I think a little bit more savvy than SeaWorld did. But
Wow.
it's especially here in Orlando, Walt Disney World is the big driver of revenue. It's the crown jewel. It's the crown jewel in the company in terms of revenue. And
So, we talk about the fact that, oh my gosh, the tickets are $100 a person per day now. That's the benchmark. We forget that resort rooms are going up. The price of food is going up. The price of souvenirs is going up. Everything is increasing, and people are still paying these prices, and Disney's revenue goes up.
Well, I've got my some family coming in over Thanksgiving, and I just bought their passes, their park passes. And I was like, oh my Lord.
Second mortgage.
It's like, I remember when an entire vacation could be had for the price of what I just paid for, 4-5 day tickets.
Families
And
have to choose. I've had to choose which children go to the parks and which don't.
You get downtown
With
Disney,
children.
you get the magic of
Right,
children.
right. We dropped Stella's annual pass because she didn't go enough to
warrant
make it worth it. So now I just have to. It wasn't worth it. So,
What does Disney do if there's like another 2008 happen though? Do the price increases stop, or do they?
They didn't. You know what they do? No, the price increases will not stop. To give you a direct answer to your question, no, the price increases will not stop. What they do is they offer specials.
Right.
They offer a lot more discounts.
There's a lot more price yielding. There's a lot more looking at, scrutinizing what at times are not as busy, and then incentivizing people to travel during those times to even out the year's revenue for them.
that's how free dining started, right?
That's how free dining
Yeah.
came about, yeah.
Well, also in terms of hotel rooms, Disney, I forgot how many years ago, started yielding their rates. And what that means to those not in the business, all hotels do this. As occupancy goes up, they yield their rates up because they have fewer rooms. They can get away with it. When occupancy is low, they yield their rates down. For the longest time, Disney didn't do that. Disney just published their rates. This is what it's going to be during these dates and these dates and these dates for these resorts, and that was the price. And that's one of the reasons they're able to get out a 7% increase in the last quarter by doing that price yielding. They kind of do the same thing, like John was just saying. They do the same thing with packages. That's where you're going to see, if they're going to try and discount a ticket, that's where they're going to do it. They're going to do it in a package, because I don't think they've ever done a direct discount on a ticket directly through Disney.
Not unless it's Florida resident or military.
Right,
or
the normal
fire
stuff.
people.
But you never see a special, buy your ticket during this month and
Right.
get
Bring
a
in a
discount.
Coke can.
Yeah, you don't see any of that. What they do
Somebody's
is they
doing
build
that.
that in, and they do that for price integrity. So, if you, this is the problem they had with free dining. They had to do free dining because of how bad things got. They had to get people in. Once you do that, it's impossible, very, very difficult to take it away. So if they do something, if they discount the price of a park ticket, it's very difficult to get that price back. So what they do is they'll discount it, but they'll discount it inside of a package where you really can't see how much they're discounting it, so that you don't feel like, okay, well, I got the ticket for this price then, and now I'm paying this. That's crazy. So that's how they do that.
A lot of my friends who don't live here, like they'll come to visit, and they always ask me, Corey, what's the best ticket discount? Can you get me free tickets? They think just because
people do that all the time. Yeah,
we don't work for Disney. We work with them here and there, but we still can't get free tickets.
No.
It's hard to tell them. I can offer you. I can send you to a website, the official ticket center, that can give you a discount. But even then, it's far from free.
People, well, you sell a lot of Disney. You sell a lot.
Get me a deal.
So get me
wink.
a deal. Get me a discount.
It doesn't work that way.
No.
It doesn't work that way. When I want to stay at a Disney hotel, I pay the same thing you do. I just get my commission back. That's all. Which is, great. I'm not complaining about it, but it's not like Disney's handing me rooms. But yep, good quarter for Disney.
Agreed. All right, our third news story. Na'vi River Journey coming to Avatar Land. There will be a new attraction coming in 2017 called Na'vi River Journey, perfect for families. The guests will, quote, set out in canoes and venture down a mysterious sacred river hidden within the bioluminescent rainforest. The full beauty of Pandora reveals itself as the canoes pass by exotic glowing plants.
Some woman named Pandora is going to reveal herself in this.
And amazing creatures. The journey culminates in an encounter with a Na'vi shaman who has a deep connection to the life force of Pandora and sends positive energy out into the forest through her music. Do you think Pandora will have Pandora beads?
That's what I was wondering.
That's what I'm hoping for.
About Pandora's
Plug it
box,
in
too.
with the Drake channel.
Look, I think it's going to be awesome. I've been saying I'm very excited. I love the movie Avatar. I'm very excited about this. But, I read this stuff, and it's just like tree hugging hippie.
There's also a lot of push behind these glow-in-the-dark plants. They seem to be the touchstone to everything.
What's going to happen when they don't work?
Right. Or one starts to flicker.
It's bioluminescent.
That's right.
But
However, what I think is interesting about this is, didn't we know about this way before this?
I think this was detail we didn't.
I don't think we knew it was a spiritual river with a shaman who
We
played
didn't know there was going to be a shaman.
healing music.
I think it was some drag.
Sounds like Woodstock.
Some drag queen named Pandora at the end, showing her creatures.
She's the one that used to live in the tree. What was her name? Oh, that was Divine.
She was the tree. She didn't
was
live in
the
the
tree.
tree.
Be
She
the
was
tree.
the tree. Be the tree.
I'm interested by the word canoes. I wonder if it's actually going to be. Are we getting an actual canoes like in Disneyland?
No,
I think people are gonna. Those people are
A
gonna.
bit like at Disneyland,
Yes, the guests will actually propel themselves down the river.
It'd be down.
There's a shaman downstream.
faster.
Row!
Handing out crystals.
Row! Yeah, there will be no chance of anyone going anywhere near that water whatsoever. It'll be all fake.
Don't want to get any of the bioluminescence on your hands.
Right.
Unless you're going to use it as
water
makeup.
ride.
It'll be a water ride.
Yeah, it'll be a water ride.
Okay.
No, the canoe is going to be
Well, he said it was going to be all fake. I'm going, what?
Why isn't this thing moving?
lost children
Someone
are
holding
going to
waves.
drag you across the dusty savannah while you go to find the shaman with
Cast
the
members with
crystals.
plastic waves.
The bioluminescent shaman with the crystals.
Again, there's a lot of push behind those glow-in-the-dark plants.
I need to watch this movie sooner or later.
And
Oh, you'd love
You should
it.
see it.
Oh,
would
my
love it.
guys are going to light up too.
Watch it in
And you
3D
can-
too.
They did that in Epcot in 1982. They made little holes in the cement.
With the little lights. I
they're
like
still
that.
there.
It's pretty, yeah.
So I mean,
Well, that's the problem is if you go into Epcot with Teresa after like 5 o'clock, you can't get her past the entrance because she just stands
It's
there.
so
and
pretty, the
She stares
pavement.
at the pavement with all the
Right.
glowing stuff.
This
want
is
that
the
at
target
home.
audience for the glow-in-the-dark.
Oh, yeah.
plants.
I'm looking forward to it, even though I don't particularly care for blue people. I mean, I think it'll be
But
good.
you didn't see the movie.
You're
yet.
racist.
You are
You need to
racist.
go
I am
watch it.
racist. I'm sorry.
You're racist against
Support
blue
the
people.
troops.
Send me off for training.
What?
And you don't support the troops.
Hi, don't go that far.
All right, our fourth and
Yeah,
final
this is
news
going
story.
downhill
This is
fast.
really-
Move on.
Our fourth and final news story. Disney announces Star Wars weekend's officially over. Wah, wah.
Oh,
The Disney
my
Parks
gosh.
block
For
has-
now. For now.
The Disney Parks block has announced some details about the upcoming Star Wars presence in the parks, as well as the cancellation of Star Wars weekends in 2016. Due to the construction of the Star Wars land at Disney's Hollywood Studios, the popular Star Wars Weekends event will not take place this year. The article did not say when the event would return, but presumably,
Well said.
thank you, it will not be until construction is completed.
Now, the Orlando Sentinel has stated that Disney made the announcement that it's over.
Yeah, that's what Orlando Sentinel's reporting.
Over.
It's over for good.
Canceled. No more.
But
Why would
I
you
can
need
see,
it?
But I can see that. I mean, if you have an entire section of the theme park dedicated to Star Wars nonstop,
Please don't
why
take this
have
the
an
wrong way,
event?
but I couldn't care less.
I think it's just all that extra stuff is going to be here all the time now.
Right.
So, you'll be able to meet those characters you normally wouldn't have been able to meet during that thing.
Okay.
It's scary.
Okay. I think. Okay.
Cut to him.
Okay, cut to me. I think that for the foreseeable future, yes, Star Wars Weekends is over. However, once that part of the park opens, once the hype starts to die down, I think they're going to bring it back. Because at some point they're going to need to generate those. They're going to want to generate those crowds, especially after. This is one of those things where they did it with Wizarding World. You know, it was a couple of years after the opening of Wizarding World before they started doing the Harry Potter events. They had those, big crowds in the beginning. They didn't need it. Then as things started to die down and started to level off to its normal numbers, they were able to start doing things like that. So I do not believe that Disney is going to pass up the opportunity to target that audience, especially with the popularity of the films, in a way that can soak them for so much more money than they can their average guest.
I agree with that.
I don't think that's going to happen. I think for at least the next, let's say that Star Wars Land doesn't open for another 5 to 7 years. I think it'll probably be 15 years before we see another Star Wars event.
Wow.
Well, what if instead? Because I know one of the big draws for like Star Wars weekends is like the stars that come in and people get a chance to meet them. But what if they did something? If you have this entire land, what if they did something similar to do like a 2-month run, almost like they do with Mickey's Not So Scary and Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, Star Wars party where it's like people have. A broader
dress
range
up.
to come and do this stuff.
Do a hard ticket event?
Yeah.
Could be.
Harrison Ford
possible,
will be
right?
89.
Because where's the little man in the gold suit going to go if they don't bring him back once a year? The little bitter man. What was his name?
I mean, they could still
Anthony
have the
Daniels.
parade. They
Yes.
can still do certain
The little
things, but
bitter
they won't
man.
have the stars.
He was bitter,
He
wasn't he?
was bitter.
They haven't fully announced everything that's going along with Season of the Force yet. I mean, it's debuting very soon in Disneyland, but then it's got to look completely different than ours in Hollywood Studios because, like, one of the big things they're selling there is the Hyperspace Mountain. But we're not doing that in Magic Kingdom, so we can't do a transformation of ours, nor would it work because we don't have all the same audio systems in that. So, I mean, they said they're adding the special food, drinks, merchandise, and the fireworks show on weekends. So essentially it is, except without actors, and I'm sure it'll only be a matter of time before they have actors come in and start doing special shows on the weekends too.
Disney's going to do whatever they need to do to soak money out of people. So once they figure out that Star Wars Land is now sort of levels off, then there's going to be nighttime spectaculars and parties and weekends. Don't worry. You'll get your geek on.
But
Teresa.
the message I'm getting from this announcement is a little scary for me because I take it as being like they can't do it anymore because the construction is going to be so heavy that that park can't hold that anymore. So they can't.
Oh, that's going to be true.
Yeah.
Well, that is
You're
true.
gonna be
I mean,
able to-
I had said that. I had said that a while ago that they were going to have to at least temporarily stop Star Wars weekends. They're not going to be able to do that stuff when you've got that much construction going on. You have two areas of the park under construction at the same time. As it is, as it is.
And it's
going to be a half-day park at best.
It's the main part of the park. You're going to see walls everywhere.
Yeah.
You're going to be funneled down to walkways. So
Yeah.
it's not going to handle crowds at all, that park. So just
I mean,
sort of wait.
maybe
and-
someday they'll bring back the Festival of Masters for the same reason.
Yeah. Once Disney Springs is complete, we'll probably see Festival Masters come back.
Hopefully.
I wish.
All right. So that'll do it for the news. If you want to read the rest of the story, they've got all the other things that they're doing for the new film. But that's it for now.
All right. Thank you, John. We're going to move on to Rapid Fire. And let's start with you.
Great.
As we
All
always
right. A whole bunch of really interesting stuff going on for New Year's Eve 2015 at Walt Disney World. If you're going to be here for New Year's Eve, you've got a lot of choices. La Hacienda de San Angel has a seating at 9:30 for a 5-course meal featuring surf and turf. That's $280.13
Oh,
per adult. Le Cellier is doing one of 3 seatings for different times. Price is about $150 per adult. Well, something interesting, World Showplace is going to have a family-friendly buffet in it for $71.84.
It's our family.
$280 for Mexican food?
what makes it family friendly?
It's made out of families.
Corn dogs. And
$280 for the Mexican crowd.
It's Soylent Green.
Magic Kingdom is going to have Tomorrowland Terrace New Year's Eve fireworks dessert party.
That's $450.
Contemporary Resort is having a California Grill fixed menu dinner gala with a whole bunch of stuff going on. Remarkably, that's only $625.
yeah, when you add
Are you
gallons
making these
to it,
numbers
you're
up?
set for an
Per person.
increase.
per person.
You're making these numbers up,
I
right?
swear it's, well, someone made them up. Might be Leah. She sent me the information. Chef Mickey's is going to have a New Year's Day brunch buffet for $44.72. Narcoossee's, Victoria and Albert's all going to have special dinners. And then there's a whole bunch of other stuff going on. Obviously, the big stuff, Shula's, El Molino, Blue Zoo, all having dinners. But Atlantic Dance Hall at the Boardwalk is going to be having a party on New Year's Eve from 8 p.m. from 8
We all
p.m.
chuckle.
from 2 a.m.
That doesn't sound sad at all.
If you bring 3 friends, you get in for free.
You talk about like the sadness place. I mean, it is just you walk in there at any given point, and there's like 3 drunk guys just kind of dancing, watching the screen. It's
such a shame.
And usually one of them is Corey.
Yeah, a little bit at 3 o'clock in the evening.
Come on, it's going to have a live band, free champagne toast, party favors.
Ooh.
Man, this sounds great.
I can go to Chili's and they're giving me party favors. Really?
So I think I just want people
And a
to know,
bottle of cheap public champagne.
if you're going to Walt Disney World for New Year's, lots to do, lots of choices. Book it now. Don't you
Book
won't
it
get
now.
Book it now.
Awesome. Thank you, John. Kevin.
Mine is going to be really rapid. K Jewelers has Star Wars jewelry on for sale, and they have Pandora adjacent beads. If you're interested,
Pandora
they're not
adjacent.
Pandora, but they'll fit a Pandora bracelet. Gentlemen, before you go out and spend a lot of money on Star Wars jewelry for your wife, make sure she really likes it. Because I'm guessing she's probably not as excited about it as you are. And if she wakes up on Christmas morning and has Star Wars jewelry, 2016 might be long.
So I just want to point out that Kevin continuously makes fun of Star Wars. So far, every rapid fire for the last 2 months has been about Star Wars.
Because there's nothing else going on. This is all we're talking about.
And also because I also help him pick him out.
Oh, there you go.
Next year it's going to be all about
I
Pandora.
thought that was it.
What else is there?
Hey,
it's
I
all-
found some stuff. I have 2.
Rhino, are you doing the whale story?
No, my
Okay,
Star Wars
SeaWorld
one.
is taking out the whale shows, and they're going to do it over time. There's my second rapid fire. Teresa, damn.
Oh, man.
All right. Thank you, Kevin.
Bitter much?
Really. And over to you, Teresa.
Go ahead, do your 2.
All right, my first one, the 38th annual Cracker Christmas. I know I do this every year, but this, to me, is a
Doesn't
tradition.
count as one. You did this last year. It was 37.
Well, this year's 38, and it's at Fort Christmas Historical Park in Christmas, Florida, December 5th and 6th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Both free admission, so it's the anti-Disney. It's all free. Weaving, spinning, lace making, pioneer food, Dutch oven cooking, handmade crafts, early cow camp. I don't know.
I like how she said Dutch shut up in the same word.
Civil
Early
War camp.
what? Early what?
Early cow camp. I don't know what that is. Syrup making.
That's when the cows flounce around and make bad jokes.
They make, shut up.
They wear heels and
Broom
boas.
making and much, much more. There's
But they're
all kinds
young
of
cows, they're
crafts.
calves.
I'm just going to keep talking, guys.
Broom
Is the camera on
making?
me? I hope it's on me. Broom making.
Broom baking.
Broom making.
Broom, make your own brooms.
And then you bake it. Hush. I just think it's fun.
And then when people come to your house and admire your broom, as will happen.
Made this a cow camp.
You can't get this till next year.
Cut back to me, Rhino.
Mark your calendars,
Rhino,
people. Next
ignore
year it'll
them.
be
Ignore them,
39.
Rhino. Ignore them, Rhino.
Is there
Leave
going to
it
be a
on
big
you.
blowout for the 40th?
Bring a toy to donate to Mayor Teresa Jacobs, no relation, because we have the first name, Toy drive to help Orange
'Cause
County
that's
youth.
how it works.
That's how it works. I just thought it was cool.
This is how Mayor Teresa gets her kids presents, right? Here's a broom. Sorry, go ahead.
Pete, you've been.
Yeah, it's very cute.
It's cute. It's you got to get what you can get in Florida because there's no snow and cold weather. So
That's right.
It brings on Christmas to me. My second rapid fire.
Oh, she says with like disdain.
Derision.
She's been spending a lot of time
Sheraton.
at cow camp.
Cow camp. I'm going just to see what.
But no, it's early cow
It's
camp.
Disapalooza weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, everybody's going to be in town. You know what? We should all show up.
We should have transfers.
And all stand in line and just buy a soda.
I'm not kidding. I told the guys yesterday because the 6th is my birthday. The team we're going up.
Let's do it.
I want to do the Grinchmas breakfast at Universal, and then I want to go to Cracker Christmas.
We can record a show there.
That could
And
be our
make
live
brooms.
show.
I have a cold.
I do cow camp every week.
Got milk.
All right.
Go ahead with your second one.
Okay, my second one, Sheraton Vistana Resort and Sheraton Vistana Villages. Special amazing rates for a one-bedroom villa starting at $99 per night and $119 for
That doesn't
two-bedroom.
count as two. He gave you that one.
He said, "Here's a second rapid fire."
rapid fire.
He's the boss. He gave. This doesn't include housekeeping. You must book by December 6th, Pete's birthday, and travel by 3/10/16.
Right.
This
now
is
they're
exclusive
offering,
to Dreams.
Yeah, they're offering that $99 rate for a one-bedroom unit and the $119 for a two-bedroom unit through December 20th. So
Wow,
if you want to
that's
come
good.
down for the holidays, and I got to tell you, these are just so people know. I have a financial relationship with them, so I'm not being magnanimous here, but I love these resorts. I really do. They're great resorts. These are timeshares that they rent out as hotel rooms when they're not being occupied. There's no pitch. There's no, you don't have to sit through a 4-hour presentation, nothing like that. It's just like renting a hotel room. These are beautiful, beautiful one and two bedroom villas. Sheraton Vistana Resort is on Apopka Vineland Road, 535 in Lake Buena Vista. And Sheraton Vistana Villages, which is absolutely drop-dead gorgeous, over on International Drive right up the street from SeaWorld.
SeaWorld.
We've had family stay there, and I've got to tell you, it's ready to move in.
It
I've
is.
stayed in both, Pete.
Now,
And
neither
it's
of
amazing.
these rates do not include housekeeping. That's why we're getting this really, really good rate. It's no housekeeping, but there is laundry facilities there in the...
I was going to say, usually they come with a washer dryer.
Yeah.
But they also bring new towels if you want them.
Right,
Yeah.
you can get new towels.
Just make your own bed.
Is there a limited number of nights you have to stay to get this price?
It's a minimum 3 nights.
Okay.
3-night
But
minimum
still,
stay. And there are
$300.
there are some blackout dates. Obviously, over the holidays, the price is higher, and the prices kind of go up and down January, February, March. But if you want to come down for the holidays, you're looking for a reasonable price, someplace close. Can't do better. Can't do better. It's fantastic. So we'll have links to that. You got to go through Dreams Unlimited to get this. So there'll be links on the show notes page and on the Diz, but dizunplugged.com. When the show notes go up, you'll be able to use that link and go ahead and book it.
People ask us where you can get a deal in Orlando. That's a deal.
That's
a deal.
For sure.
And that is
100
my second rapid fire.
$119 a night for a 2-bedroom.
I also want to point out, too, because this is part of our Dreams Res system, you can also get your advanced dining reservations made. We will
That's
take care
true.
of that for you as well. So
No.
Never mind.
No, this is a
Because
co-branded page.
This is co-branded.
I
This goes
apologize.
through Sheridan Direct.
I apologize. I thought this was our. So,
Stop helping.
Sorry. Stop helping.
But call John. I'll give you his private number. He'll
Yeah,
take care of
John
it
will
for you.
actually go ahead and make
Yeah.
your ADRs for you.
And drive you to the restaurant.
All right, thank you, Teresa. Corey.
I know this probably could have been a news story, but we had four. The Planet Hollywood at Disney Springs announces layoffs for 468 of its employees.
Yeah.
Planet Hollywood at Disney Springs will be laying off 468 employees by January 19th. The restaurant is closing for 6 months to renovate as part of a redesign.
Merry freaking Christmas.
As a redesign in the changeover from downtown Disney to Disney Springs, it is expected to reopen in June 2016. The building will be renovated to resemble an astronomy observatory to fit with the Disney Springs' storyline of being a turn-of-the-century waterfront town. The redesign will include a new menu, thank you, an
Hopefully new
experience,
food.
an experience for the customers, including a DJ playing music in the dining room.
Because it wasn't obnoxious enough as it was.
An outdoor terrace and bar called Stargazers will offer live entertainment. The laid-off employees will have the first shot at being rehired when the restaurant reopens.
Sit around and
When we
watch.
were there recently in downtown Disney, the gentleman explained to us that that area of the park is going to be themed like there had been a World's Fair there. And that's what that's going to be. And the movie theater and the balloon, those are all going to be remnants from the World's Fair that has
That's cool.
since moved on.
That's neat. Isn't that neat? The way they just like.
I thought it was very cool.
It's great to see that area really start to move along. Even though it's slow, it's cool to see the stuff.
Yeah.
I hope the
finished.
menu's not as. It was.
I hope the food is a lot better.
But it was
I hope
such a
they take
huge
the
menu.
oilcloth tablecloths and scrape some of the grease off the walls. That place needs to be hosed down.
Yeah.
I'd like some of the stuff that's.
I
in
do
there,
feel
though.
bad for like all the employees being laid off, but because when they got the announcement that there was going to be a changeover or a redesign, they were probably really excited about it, not knowing that.
And 6 months
Go
is a
find another
long
job.
time. 6
It
months
is. I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, they're going to paint walls.
You've got to find a new job.
They
Yeah.
gotta wait it
Can't
out.
wait it out. No, you
Yeah.
can't for 6 months. It's a long time.
All right, thank you, Corey. Rhino.
Okay, so my rapid fire took a sad turn this morning, but Disney screened the Force Awakens, an early cut for a terminally ill fan, and unfortunately he passed away this morning.
Yeah.
His name was Daniel Fleetwood. He had suffered from spindle cell sarcoma. It's a rare connective tissue cancer, and in July they gave him 2 months to live. So his wife started a social media campaign. I think it was like Force for Daniel was the hashtag, but I guess it caught the attention of some of the actors like Mark Hamill and John Boyega, and they kind of fed it up the food chain. And J.J. Abrams was the one who called the wife to tell her that they were going to screen the movie for him. And
Wow.
as far as I know, he saw it on Thursday, so he saw an unfinished cut. So
I get
it's not
goosebumps
completely
thinking about
done.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is the second time in his career he's done that, because he did it for Star Trek Into Darkness, and the guy died like 5 days later too, after he showed him that. But it's nice to know that that's something good in the world. They did something nice for nobody. I mean, it's good press for them, but it's just nice that a dying person, dying fan, got to see this film. So
Yeah.
that was nice. And
Just sad that he passed away.
yeah, it's unfortunate. That was the news to wake up to this morning, but it was good. The family was very grateful for everything that Disney did.
Cool. All right, thank you, Rhino. Junior.
All right, we have Disney Springs parking lots and garages to be named. Excuse me. After Florida
Is his voice
Fruits.
changing?
It is. He's going through puberty. Right in
He's
front
got a
of us.
very important story to tell.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The Disney Springs parking areas, including garages, are in the process of getting a new naming system. The different sections will be named after types of fruit grown in Florida. It'll take a couple weeks to get all the signage installed.
Popular and hated fruits? This thing says hated. Did you read that, Craig?
Grapefruit. It's only good in vodka.
What's the name?
You see it, right?
Why does it say that?
Popular and hated Florida fruits.
It's being funny.
Is that intentional?
I don't like some of the fruits on the list. So I'm making it.
I love that. That's great. Little Craig Easter egg.
I was waiting for you to say it in the rapid fire. That's why I was like,
Popular and hated.
Well, here's the deal. They had a press
If you were
release
naming it
about
out of
that.
like vegetables, you would think hated too.
So what's the fruit? What's
Well,
the
the
fruit?
fruits are, we have the orange garage is already up. The second garage, which will open in 2016, will be the lime. garage.
I don't.
And the east parking lot next to the marketplace will be lemon. And then the 3 lots west of the orange garage will be named watermelon, grapefruit, and mango.
There they are.
It's great for
And the lot behind the Cirque du Soleil, I can never say that, will be strawberry.
What did you call it?
Cirque du Soleil.
Cirque du Soleil.
Lost me.
No, I
Cirque
I
du
shouldn't have.
Soleil.
I shouldn't have lost you. Cirque
just called Cirque.
Cirque
du
du
Soleil.
Soleil.
Cirque du Soleil.
Just call it Lanuba.
And then just put it all together. Cirque du Soleil.
Cirque du
See, I
Soleil.
thought when they talked about popular and hated fruits, I thought one would be like Richard Simmons.
Right.
I love that I have to teach the youngins how to speak.
Yeah, the vocabulary and pronunciation are part of
Yeah.
the training.
Craig?
Eliza Doolittle
Yeah.
up there.
Craig, is it mango or watermelon?
A watermelon.
That's what I
100%.
You don't
Wait, watermelon?
You don't like
See, we're
watermelon?
together. I can't,
That's my
oh
favorite.
Gosh. He's
Weird
like my
texture.
son. Yeah, it's the texture. I can't get past the smell and then going.
thought it was for
Seeds are annoying.
None of this is important. Thank you, Steve. Craig,
Okay, so
got a Christmas party to talk about, and I don't want to be here till 4 o'clock.
So SeaWorld announced all the dates and what's going on for their Christmas celebration. It's going to be held starting November 21st, running all the way through the 31st of December on select days. Returning will be the Sea of Trees, their take on something like the Osborne Lights, except it's only like about, maybe 1/10 of the amount of lights that they have there, and just strung on some trees all around the waterfront. But it'll still dance to some music, so there's that.
They hung a whale from a tree. What
they
is
did.
that?
Yeah, that's part of it too. Oh Wondrous Night.
Peter.
At our ornament.
You think we were bad before? What should we do now to the whales?
Well, if we're going to take the hit for Blackfish, we might as well start doing
We're going to start
something.
selling whale coats.
Oh my
Put the camera on.
Oh Wondrous Night.
Okay.
The traditional Christmas story being told.
Wondrous to see a whale hanging from a tree.
You wouldn't believe how many of those little hooks you need.
You've heard of the live
Now, if
nativity?
one whale goes out, do they all go out?
Exactly. No, I think they're parallel. I don't think they're serious.
It's only the hated whales.
It's like the live Christmas tree. All the animals.
Come
Is this
get in the tree.
gonna be seals?
Yeah.
It's like a big pinata.
Every once in a while.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Oh, okay. Now, what are you on me for?
Back to them.
Nobody's talking.
So you default to me?
So
You're the host.
okay, I'll take it back over here. Told from the story of the animals, the Christmas story, A Wondrous Night. Winter Wonderland on
The
ice.
whales were there?
The whales were
Do
there.
the whales have a Christmas story?
Sheep, doves, goats, alpaca,
They
a
followed
zebu,
the star.
and camels.
A what? What was that last one?
A
They
zebu.
followed the star.
Elmo's Christmas Wish
Across the
will also
desert,
be there.
apparently.
Jerky.
So Elmo has a Christmas.
Yes, Elmo has Christmas. He will be there.
He's not back on Sesame Street.
Polar
though, is he?
Express will do
Elmo's
their
friend did bad things.
Polar Express will do their normal simulator thing into the wild Arctic. Santa will be
that.
there, and the big prize winning show that you have to see, of course, is Shamu Christmas Miracles, happening at Shamu Stadium.
Shh. Don't make
Then
any
they have to get
comments.
him out of the tree.
He's got to get out of the tree and over the stadium. You've been talking
You can show up at the
back
desert.
up in the tree.
They're getting their money's worth out of these whales.
This is
They're
a need
gonna
a
get
wide
rid of them.
angle of the round table. We really do.
Who started that, John?
Craig did it.
There's a picture of a whale in a tree.
I know. It's what I saw. Okay.
Technically, SeaWorld's fault.
Yeah, let's blame them. They get blamed for everything.
Okay.
Let's talk about Christmas.
So Mickey's very merry.
I haven't laughed that hard in the show in ages. Oh,
Okay.
well, that's enough merriment for one show.
Really.
Let's put an end to that. Thank
Torture
you,
an
Craig.
endangered species, and Pete gets crazy.
Really makes them all happy.
Giddy.
Watch Pete get giddy over the whales.
All right, let me catch myself now. Come on. All right, so So, we had an opportunity to check out the first night of Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. Sorry. There were no whales involved. No whales were harmed in the making of this segment. But while we give me a chance to collect myself, we have a little overview video that Rhino put together from the show, the party that night. So let's go to that.
There's nothing as magical for the holidays as keeping us covered in ice and snow.
It's a long way down this holiday road. Holiday road. Holiday road. Holiday road. Holiday road.
Some of your favorite Smart and friends still want to spread some holiday cheer with you. So put your hands together for Buzz Lightyear, Mike Wazowski, and Stitch. Let's have
Excellent job on that, Rhino.
Thank you.
Really enjoyed that. It was a great night. But before we get started talking about it, just a little background for those who may not be familiar with the party. This goes on for 20 nights through December 18th. This is a hard ticket event, which means the Magic Kingdom closes to day guests at 7 p.m. And you need a special ticket to get into the party. Those tickets are in advance, $74 for adults, $69 for children. At the gate, $79 for adults, $74 for children. And you can get into the park with that ticket at around, what was it, 4 o'clock, right?
4.
And so what a lot of people do is they don't use a day on their multi-day pass for the Magic Kingdom that day. They just, spend the day at the resort or doing something else and then go into the party at 4 o'clock. And the party runs until midnight, so you have 8 hours in the Magic Kingdom and kind of gives you a little more flexibility on with your park hopper. Each of the parties features a special Holiday Wishes fireworks show, which have to be seen to be believed. I've seen them so many times, and it never gets old. They do the Once Upon a Christmas Time parade, part of that you just saw, as well as handing out like free cookies and hot chocolate. There are special stage shows and character appearances. It's a lot of fun. They do a great job, and of course the attractions are open. And one of the big draws for me anyway is that wait times tend to be a lot better. Steve and I walked on to Space Mountain and Buzz Lightyear. No wait.
Also, the parties are the only time to see the Christmas parade until you get very, very close to Christmas.
Right.
It's only shown at night during the party until I believe it's Christmas week, and then they do the parade during the day.
Right.
To day guests.
Exactly. So, all right, let's talk about our experience. Let's start out, because I want to end on a strong note, because I really loved the party this year. But some of you, Craig, didn't. So let's talk about some of the things that we thought could be improved upon.
Okay, well, first, I loved the party. I always loved the party. The first thing I would cut from the party, though, 100% would be voice play.
I disagree.
Oh, my gosh.
The a cappella group. I thought they were great.
I dislike a cappella music very much. These guys are
amazing.
What's that?
It's a reference to Pitch Perfect.
Yeah. In terms of their singing abilities, yeah, they could sing, but
isn't that kind of important?
Yeah, but at the same time, I would rather they actually have instruments and aren't just making.
And isn't this like something you decide whether or not to go see? I mean, it's not mandatory that you go to this, right?
Right. So there's a
No,
thing
but
you
it's
can miss.
It is brand new this year,
It
so
will be from now on for him. Yes.
Oh no, I couldn't stand them at all. And then the worst part. Okay, so a couple good things about it though. We actually had a lot of issues with rain during the party. I got to experience a lot of the stuff there that I've never done before, because you get to see the shortened and condensed versions because of the rain. So thank goodness they condensed their set down from 20 minutes to only 3 songs. But one of them they chose was Holiday Road. And I love Lindsey Buckingham, but it has nothing to do with Christmas at all. It just has the name. It has holiday.
It's also from
it's from the movie Christmas Vacation.
It started in the original Vacation.
Yeah.
It's
National
I mean, it's
Anthem.
just a.
Now, does it mean holiday as in like we're on holiday?
Yes, like we're on holiday.
Okay, so that's why it's a vacation song.
Mr. Technicality. I thought I knew everything about you, Craig. This
But
is
the
just
people at the
bringing me
park
down.
probably are on holiday.
I thought that they were excellent. What I heard of their show, I thought they were really. I mean, they sounded great. I mean, I've heard a cappella groups that sounded a lot worse than these guys did. And
Did you see the full show?
I didn't see the full show. No.
Okay, I did.
But
This is also
what I thought also was that this is Disney doing something a little different in terms, as opposed to the same schmaltzy, Mickey reads The Night Before Christmas.
Maybe it's cold outside.
Yeah. And I appreciate that they're doing that. I appreciate that they're trying to add some new elements to the party to try and make it more entertaining for a wider array of people.
It's also very popular right now. There's a well-known group that's pretty well respected called Straight No Chaser, and they have a very popular Christmas album that's all a cappella stuff.
And the
I mean,
Pentatonics, too.
a cappella it took off about 3 or 4 years ago. So something like this would have been very appreciated back then. I mean, never for me because I've never liked acapella.
No.
But in terms of even like trying to be up to date with it, they're 3 years late on this trend that just started. So
Well, I had a little bit of an issue with the show too. Like
I didn't know acapella just started a few years ago. I've been hearing acapella
it's
groups
because of
for...
the
Your
Pitch
entire life.
Perfect movie took off so much, so that's why it's become like a fad now. But like, they're nice people. I know one of them, a friend of a friend, but they didn't. It felt like they had just been put there like maybe a couple days ago or something like that. It didn't seem like they.
Did you see the long show or the little short version?
I saw the second half of a long version of a show. So I just felt like they had some like little moves worked out or something like that, but it felt like they were maybe not very comfortable. That's all the
well,
vibe
he was
I
wearing
getting.
leather pants and it was hot. I wasn't
yeah,
comfortable
but
for him, but
Nobody's comfortable.
I saw the entire the first performance, and I thought they were very good. I mean, they were.
They were great on TV when they were on that show.
Well, they were all in tune. They were all singing.
Yeah,
they
they
all
were
had
great.
little jokes they told. They all had their little parts. They, highlighted each guy separately.
What
I thought it was
else,
good.
other than voice play, what else do we think needed some improvement
Well,
this year?
we weren't big fan of the cookies. They were kind of bland.
They were, yeah.
Oh, it was.
I-
cookie people.
I've never had the other cookies because this was my first Christmas party, but I didn't think that they were very good.
See-
Craig said they were better in the past. But
Yeah, I agree.
yeah.
See, my situation with the cookies isn't necessarily the taste because I don't like them anyway, but it's just the whole concept of the only thing you can get is cookies
Yeah.
and hot chocolate, and it was hot.
You can get
Like,
apples and apple juice, too.
But well, even that, you can only eat so many apples in one night. Like it with the Halloween party, I love the decorations here over Halloween, but I love that you can walk away with something from the Halloween party. You have something to do. and
Yeah.
each station is something different, not necessarily another cookie of the same flavor.
Okay.
That's always an issue.
How many cookies can you eat, really?
Well, that was my big issue the first time I ever went to one of these parties. I'd only been to one once, and I immediately was like, well, the Halloween party's better because you get to leave with this giant bag of candy.
You're leaving with feelings here, people. You're leaving with that warm fuzz.
Well, I wish there was a combination of the two. Because
Yeah.
I love the decorations and the Christmas feeling
Okay.
over Halloween, but I love that you have an activity.
And there are
Right.
people that can't eat cookies or drink hot chocolate.
Right. Well, that's not the big draw for the party for me. The cookies I thought were okay. The fact that you could only get a snickerdoodle anywhere you went, that bothered me because the other times you had other choices.
Right.
Well,
So
the
I
apple-
don't know if it's going to be snickerdoodle straight down the line for every party, or if that was
always
just
been
this
since
party.
I've been there.
In the
I didn't
past,
know
I've
the
had
others.
chocolate chip and I've had oatmeal cookies.
Right, but on the same
a lot
night.
of times they're
On the same
sugar
night.
cookies too.
Sugar cookies are
Right.
available,
Well,
yeah.
this was just, and I'm okay with the snickerdoodle. They weren't mine, but
I
they
have a
were
question
good.
to ask you. Were the food stations open? Could you eat?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Because we've been there in the past when.
No, no.
But if there were like we were going to go eat at Harbor House, have a snack, but they were closed because they were a cookie station. So if
Same with the lunching pad.
right, so if they
tomorrow
turned
night.
it into a cookie and hot chocolate
The
station,
Casey's was
you
open. The
couldn't.
Plaza restaurant was open.
Pecos Bills,
Yeah, and in
Crystal
my night with
Palace was
fajita.
open. I
Cosmic
think
Rays.
Cosmic Rays was open.
So there was a lot of choices.
It sounds like there's a little bit of nitpicking going on.
Yeah, well, I
But that's the
wanted
bad
to
stuff.
I wanted to talk about the negative stuff up front because honestly, the good stuff was so damn good, and I want that's what I want us to spend most of our time on because really it did require nitpicking to find anything wrong with this party, and this was the first night, and when they can nail it as well as they did. Even under the conditions that they had to do it, because we did have some rain issues, and the second parade had to get delayed by about 20 minutes. I
Oh
think.
yeah, it was about 20 minutes, and then they cut out a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Did they?
Reworked it, yeah.
But at least they still did it. I appreciated the fact that they were
Right,
still
they
like,
didn't just cancel it.
Yeah, we're gonna do a little something for you guys.
So, was there anything else on anybody's negative list? Because we're talking about the a cappella group, which is by no means a unanimous decision, and the the cookies weren't that great,
Sounds
and
like
there should have
personal,
been.
Yeah.
personal taste stuff.
I mean, I didn't mind the cookies. They were really soft. I just had my wisdom teeth out, so it was like, oh, I can eat this thing. But I thought the character meet and greet was not on the same level it was for Halloween. Like I love because they were everywhere in the park, but I went specifically to go look for Jack as Santa, as you saw in the video, and I didn't even realize that like next to me they had like it was Donald, Goofy. It was like 5 or 6 of them. Were all out, but they were all in a line, and everybody had to wait in that one line for it. And it was down by the train station. It was in a really dark area. Just a weird off to the side.
Tracks.
Yeah, and it's like people look forward to seeing like Scrooge or whoever else they bring out for the Christmas thing. So I thought that was weird. It was kind of an afterthought that I was like, there was no character interactions that the normal way. But again, that was just a nitpicking. It's like what you said. It's just looking for something. It's nothing that would.
But
keep
one of
me.
the things you had mentioned was to suggest to people that, you know, I think the characters for the party come out around 6. Get there then.
Yeah. Because Jack
Get there
was
then, so
over
you're
an
not
hour.
spending an hour
Yeah.
during the prime part of the party, just waiting online for that. But all right, anything else? So we have character interaction, could have been a little bit better. Personal preferences on a cappella groups and snickerdoodle. So let's talk about the good. And the first thing I'm going to put on my list for what was absolutely fantastic were the cast members that night. They were better than I have seen them in years. And I'm not exaggerating. Every place we went, it was like the old days. It was like the old days. Friendly, upbeat, helpful, going out of their way.
Excited. They were all very
Excited.
Doing extra things that they didn't have to do.
Exactly. A lot, and it didn't matter whether I was in the Emporium or at Casey's or
Just getting your wristband.
getting the wristband, even getting our picture from after Buzz Lightyear. We
Yeah.
were Buzz Lightyear. We got the picture, and she was phenomenal. I mean, they were just fantastic. They were just fantastic. I was blown away by how good they were. So major props to the cast working the party that night. They were top notch.
Their energy was like, I think seeing them all have a good time and being really friendly. Actually, they were friendly to an annoying point almost because they were just like kept waving
I'm not going to
Christmas
go
at
there.
me, and I
I'm
was
not
like,
going to
get
go
out of
there.
here.
No.
Especially in the
I will take.
compared
I will,
to the past of what
I
it's
will
been
take
like.
friendly over miserable
Yeah.
and not find it annoying.
Well, I appreciate the fact that they were all so upbeat in the fact that, like, if you look at the ladies in the picture here, the Christmas costumes, like, I love the costumes they put the cast members in. They do, however, look very uncomfortable when it's 90 degrees outside, so I respect that these people kept energy up.
But you know
in
what?
that
The
heat
minute
and
you
crowd.
get off the boat, the monorail, whatever, and you see these people in their little Christmas
Yeah.
tree shirts, it immediately puts me in a good mood.
Yeah.
And they're happy. I mean, I could rock that outfit. I just love these little outfits they're wearing, and they're just so happy. I don't care for the red pants the guys are wearing, but you know.
What? I love
Okay, well, we don't need
Anyway.
to do fashion police.
No, but I just think all the cast members that night, no matter where I went, whether it was to eat or wherever. they were.
The other thing that I thought, again, as I said earlier, that is an absolute huge highlight of this party's holiday wishes. The fireworks show. Just if this doesn't move you, you're dead. You're dead. If you're not impressed by this, if you don't walk away going, "Oh wow, I just really saw something," then you know what? There's no hope for you. So just go crawl under a rock or whatever, because this holiday wishes was just phenomenal, and so good that it started raining right in the middle of it. I wasn't moving.
I took my hat off and was holding over the camera, even though I said I wasn't going to take photos this night of the fireworks because I wanted to just look at them, but it's kind of hard not to.
Well, I didn't. I was standing in the middle of Main Street, and camera went in the bag, and I'm like, you know what? I'll get wet. I just want to see. Even though I've seen it dozens of times already. I mean, it's the same show. It's not anything different. But, one thing where Disney simply never falls down on the job is with their fireworks shows. And this is certainly a great example of that it's consistent. It doesn't change really from year to year, but it doesn't need to, because when you get it right and you have something that's perfect to begin with, don't need to change it.
Craig, you watched it at the beginning of Main Street. How was it from there? Because I watched it in the complete opposite. I watched it at the end of Main Street, right in front of Casey's, and you watched it right at the beginning. How
So
was
you were like, what, 5 feet away from me then? I didn't even know you were there.
I was a dude holding a hat over the camera.
Well, I wasn't paying. I wasn't watching you. Believe it or not.
There's actually something to be said about the view at the end of Main Street. It's a
I agree.
very good view of the main fireworks itself. I don't know if it had to deal with the wind or what, but the perimeter fireworks, because for this show and like Happy Hallowishes and some of the bigger shows they have the 180 degree perimeter fireworks. Some of them we could see well, others weren't quite getting up high enough to pass the buildings. But in general, the view was spectacular. It was a nice change of pace, because I typically watch it all the way down at the end too. I would have loved to watch it from the train station and do it that way, but one thing to note for our party, you saw it in the video and some pictures here and there, but they actually had the tree up, which is never up for the first party because of the parade taping, the Christmas Day parade taping. But this year they had it up, and so it also helped with the entire atmosphere of the party too. It takes away from some of those further views of the fireworks on Main Street because of it. But
That's actually where the fireworks, that's the perspective that it's supposed to have from that end of the main.
And
that
that's
end of Main
usually where
Street.
I watch it. This was the very first fireworks where I was way down by the partner statue, and I have never watched fireworks from there before. It was a little overwhelming because it was like right on top of you.
Yeah.
It's great.
And it was pretty bizarre, but I had my spot and I wasn't going to move. And then when it started raining, I thought, there's no way I can fight this crowd. So, but it was pretty wild.
I've seen other like special fireworks. Like I saw the Hallowishes, and I've seen when I did the college program was the July 4th fireworks. But I think this is the best twist on the fireworks that they do. I think it was like the music's awesome. I just think like the fireworks themselves are great. I think it's the best specialty fireworks that they do.
We saw fireworks at the Hollywood Studios one night, and they had a live band. But was that New Year's Eve?
No, that was a special. I mean, it was New Year's Eve.
It was because Obama was going to be in the Magic Kingdom. They did fireworks at MGM Studios, and I thought that might be the best one I had ever seen.
How was the castle show? How was the lighting of the castle and all
Celebrate the magic.
Yeah.
It's always great.
Well, they do the Frozen.
They do-
the lighting
they-
of the castle is done with that Frozen show.
Yeah, they switched it over last year to the Frozen Holiday Wish, which it hasn't changed at all this year from last year. So if you're still on the Frozen kick, then it's a great show. All the kids there were eating it up. I still find life-size Olaf creepy as all get out. He shouldn't be the same size as Anna and Elsa and Kristoff. But I love that they added the new turrets now on the side that they put in just for the theme.
Right,
But
it's
they
a
actually
nice
added the
perspective.
lights
Those
onto
look
it
real
too. It really made you feel even more enveloped in the entire the atmosphere of it. And then, of course, they have the Celebrate the Season show that they do every year as well, which is still as hokey as ever could be. But it's one of those things that I can never turn away from it. I love that show. They took away the creepy horses that they used to have in years past, and they added polar bears now running around. So that's another little minor change too. But
Do they blink too? Blinking polar
no,
bears?
they don't. They're just staring at you with the dead eyes.
Get to the dead eyes.
Yeah, the entertainment, it's very ranging. There's
Merry Christmas from Craig.
Exactly.
with my dead eyes
La
too.
la 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 la.
Yeah, but the parade was fun.
And like I said, also the ride times. I wasn't paying too much attention throughout the night. We went and hit some rides later in the night. But did anybody notice during the evening what?
The longest one I saw was Peter Pan, and it was like 20.
I saw.
That's pretty good. If Peter Pan's 20 minutes, that's really good.
I saw at one point a mine train was 35, and that's good. For
That's
mine train.
good, yeah.
We walked on to everything we wanted to go on, so it was just. But we waited till later, and we waited until the parade. The parade was delayed for the rain, and we got up and said, "Let's just do a couple rides." And then we got done. The parade had started, so we were good.
What else? What else did we?
The parade.
The
Craig
parade.
just said it. Yeah.
No, the parade. And I was lucky. I got to see both versions. Obviously, the parade is probably the best parade that they do.
It's a cute car.
Year round too, and that's exactly.
Wreck-It Ralph,
Vanellope von Schweetz is. She was finally given a car. I know
Finally.
we talked
Thank
about
you.
it during Halloween. How she's so awkward because Wreck-It Ralph would ride in one of the trucks, and then she's just running out like 50 yards
Like
ahead
a
of
little
them,
crazy girl.
bouncing around.
She needed the car. That was awesome.
Yeah, and I mean they got rid of the one elf that normally drives the small car around because they obviously transformed it into Vanellope's car now. But it was perfect. That was one of the actual highlights of the parade. Of course,
I liked how my highlight was everything smelled.
Right,
Everything had a scent. I thought that was really cool.
That was new, right?
no,
Had
they've
they
always
always
done
had
that.
a scent?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I don't know.
it all did. Some
It's
smells
never been
are just
downwind.
stronger depending on where you're standing. Especially you really get it if you're in on Main Street and you have the buildings also enclosing everything. Of course, last year they added all the Frozen characters to it, and they're back again. The awful mirror float that I know Kevin and John just adore gets to make its return appearance for this parade with all the princesses standing on them. But yeah, I mean, it's a very
That
standard
float's
parade.
been around a while.
What's that?
That float's been around a while.
Oh yeah, it has. But if it's raining there, they cut out that float because of it, and they just put all the characters on the gazebo that drives around, and they're all just crammed in there. But
Like a country fair. Put the prom queen on a gazebo and drive around.
it's very lovely. Overall, though, this parade, it is hard to beat with Santa, the wooden soldiers marching.
Yeah.
It's great being around a first timer whenever those wooden soldiers come out and they're playing
They're
their
incredible.
instruments.
Yeah.
And
Those and the gingerbread man. Those were always my favorite. Those two things.
Anybody feel this party was not worth $74 a person?
No.
Again, like you said, if you can do also the thing where you get in at 4 o'clock and you stretch out a ticket, it's so worth it.
It is. I got to tell you, I think, I absolutely think this is worth the investment. It really is. I mean, I do wish they would decorate the rest of the park for Christmas and not just Main Street. That drives me insane. Finish lighting the castle. You light the front of the castle, but
That's-
not the back.
That's my gripe.
Those are my standing complaints with this, but
Main Street never looks better though.
Main Street
with
never
the
looks better.
decorations and the snow. I mean, it really
Brilliant.
It really feels like Christmas.
And
the
I think
second
for
you
the
walk in.
parade too, being on Main Street was like, I can't imagine seeing that in like Frontierland compared to where we
having
were.
that lit castle behind you,
in the
know.
background, the
parade.
snow falling.
Especially if you're going to be taking pictures. If you want to take good pictures, you really do want to be at the top of Main Street, underneath that Christmas tree, as close to center as you can get, and you get some of the pictures that you're seeing that we're putting up. Well, of course, these will be on the site as well for those who are listening and not watching, but you also want to get that spot a good hour and a half before the parade starts, because the Main Street really is the best place to watch the parade. I
How were the
agree.
crowds? Were the crowds particularly bad?
What happens is when you first get there, we got there about 5:30, and of course you've got the regular day guests still there, and then you have the people coming in for the party. So it's really kind of crazy.
And it was humid.
And it was humid.
Yes.
And then 7
Sunday was
o'clock,
humid.
7 o'clock, people start, the day guests start leaving, and that's when it eases up a bit. So I didn't think the party was overly crowded. Main Street was busy.
Yeah.
But I don't think the rest of the park seemed very crowded.
This was
I
a
think
weird
Main-
weekend too, because this was race weekend
Yeah.
and other stuff was going on. But I think most people were leaving.
I think
by
Main
Sunday
Street was
night.
busy because that's where you got the snow and that's where you got the feeling that you were looking for.
And the rain made a big difference too. Once that hit, and people got to see the fireworks, they didn't stick around for
Oh, they
all
were
the
leaving in
extras, and
droves, yeah.
they bailed
Yeah.
out. And then it made the rest of the night, while a little miserable because of the rain, it was a breeze getting around to see everything we
It
wanted
was. Did anybody do any shopping besides me?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Did you get the big plastic shirt that I got?
No.
This is
No, I bought a big full-size Olaf that they're shipping to the house.
The one that creeps Craig out?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got.
It's actually a cast member in a costume.
being shipped to the house.
I'm redoing my bedroom, and I found a few pieces of artwork that I really liked for the bedroom.
Okay.
So I ordered that.
Got the magic band.
Got the magic band.
Okay.
Got some. Oh, the what is it? 28 in Maine.
Yeah.
The new shirts are out of this world.
I did that as a rapid fire a while back.
Yeah, those are great designs. Those,
But they're not
28.
party specific stuff.
No, they're not
you
party
were just
specific.
shopping. You were just
Yeah,
shopping.
I was getting my shop on.
Okay.
And I think those 28 Maine shirts are fantastic. However, we'll see if they shrink in the wash, but they're very big. So I'm wearing a large right now, and a large 28 in Maine shirt is basically an extra large.
Oh wow.
So you need an extra medium.
Yeah. Yes.
Extra. Are you making this stuff?
Yeah, I
up?
am.
So that's something to keep in mind for that.
So
But
you want to talk about your little?
Yeah.
You were doing sorcerers?
Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom. They always have their little special holiday card. This is Olaf's Snoogies. Is that what you called him, Craig?
Snogies.
Snogies. He's like blowing out little snowmen at you.
Hold up.
A little
Hold
higher.
up. Hold up. Hold
There
it
you
up.
go.
Yeah, that's really good. We can see that.
Can you
Great.
see it now?
No. Where is he blowing
That's
them out
his
of?
special. He's got the charming attack and the charming shield. I don't know where he's blowing them out of. He's throwing them at people.
Oh.
But it's like, Craig, you said it reminds with boogers or boogies, right?
Bogies. It's the British.
Okay.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, it's cute. You get your little card and they mark your little band so you can't go back and get more than one. And
Does that you hold that up to something and something happens?
something happens.
yeah.
So
This
what
is very
happens?
interactive.
I don't know. I didn't
you
go
go to different places.
yeah.
You go to different places around the park.
I know how it works. I was hoping she was going to tell me what happened.
No,
if
I
she
didn't
held
have
it
time to go do the, you know.
You hold the card up, and then something interactive happens on the screen in front of
They
you.
blow little snowman at you. I don't know what they do, but anyway, the card's cute. I
So,
like their
give me
holiday cards.
a scale of 1 to 10 this year's party, Teresa.
10.
Corey.
7.5 right now. When I go with my kids, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Why 7.5?
Because I love Christmas, but I'm not into cookies, and there's nothing else to do besides that. I really get the feeling when I see
When
it
you
through my
see
kids.
with your
I've
kids.
done it. I've done
Exactly.
it so many times.
But here's the deal.
As a single
Here's-
traveler going by yourself. It's
Yeah,
kinda
it's
okay,
like
but-
look. I love Santa, but I want to see my kids looking at Santa.
I agree.
I didn't go to the party, but I'm not there yet. I'm not in the Christmas
That
spirit
has to
yet.
get
We'll
me.
go
That
in a
helps,
couple
though,
weeks when it gets closer.
Craig. That helps. Get
All
you
right, so
there.
7.5 from Corey, 10 from Teresa. Rhino.
I'd probably say this is an 7.5, 8 for me. I'd only been once before, and it was like in 2008, and it was like on a date. It's definitely like a dating. Like you want to be with somebody, like you just said. You don't want to be by yourself. But I mean, I enjoyed myself a lot. It was very fun.
I'm gonna say 9. I really liked it. I thought it was an awesome time.
That was your first time?
This is
That
a
was my
second.
first time.
This is
Yeah.
your second party, right?
This is my second
First
party
Christmas
ever.
party, though.
Yeah, I liked it. People said I wasn't gonna like it as much as the Halloween party. I liked it a lot more than the Halloween party. So.
Okay. Craig.
Yeah, obviously it's skewed because I spent most of my time staking out spots for hours and hours. But in general, yeah, I always give this event a 9. It's impossible to give anything a perfect score because there's always little things that go
Right.
wrong. But yeah, 9.
And I give it a solid 9. I give this party a solid 9. I give the cast members at this party an 11. They were that good. And I'm so happy to be able to say that because a lot of times when I'm talking about cast members, I'm not saying that they were really good. They're saying they're disinterested, they're rude, they're this, they're that. Not Sunday night they weren't. Not Sunday night. So I had a great time. I'm going to be honest with you. I enjoyed this Christmas party more than I have in years. And I don't know if it was just the space I was in or the party itself or a combination of both. But I walked away. I'm going again with my family in a few weeks. I can't wait. I'm actually thinking about maybe getting a ticket and going back before that because I just had a great time. I had a great time.
That's what makes or break it for me. If I go for work, and if I really like it, then I'm going to bring the family back.
I agree. That's what it.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, all right. Well, that is going to do it for our discussion on the Christmas party, and that will do it for our show for this week. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back with you again next week with another edition of the Diz Unplugged. Thanks for being with us, everyone, and remember, I have no exit music. Nope. And remember, stay out of the damn lakes. Have a good week, everybody.